Dirty duck had a underneath an army truck. Mrs. Green saw the scene and put it in her magazine. Well, it's stuck here. I know you'll all be missing me like a hole in the head. As you can see, I've done my hair and I'm sucking my fat guts in and I've had a shave. Yeah, right. As you can see, old Sexy's back up on the bench. I promised you all a video of me riding it, and it just didn't work out like that. We had bad weather, and then I opted to give it a bit of touch-up painting on the exhausts and things, and got it off. Went for a couple of squirts up and down the road. I couldn't get anyone to hold the camera in that. In the end, push came to shove, and I thought, bugger it, I'll just go for a ride. Went up and down the road a couple of times, went and seen a couple of people, seemed to be okay. And then I took it into town to get some fuel, and that's when it really started going downhill. Started pumping oil out like left, right and centre. Felt like crying. But it's just is what it is. I could have sworn that faulty oil pump was gonna ace it, but no. And anyway, back to the drawing board, and I've spoken to the owner, and we've already worked out a plan. Next, the next plan, which is what we've been trying to avoid, is we're gonna pull this engine apart from basically from the casings up, and see if we can see what the problem is. If we can't find anything wrong, then it's probably gonna be new rings, possibly a 10 tail overbore and new pistons. So anyway, I thought it might be appropriate, because the other night I was going through the manual, having a Jack Norhee. The Jack Norhee is what we say in New Zealand is having a look, and it says here excess of oil carryover. Be sure that the return oil lines routed properly are 3/8, which they are. Make sure the oil tank is not overfull. Well, I thought that could be an issue because it hasn't got a dipstick, and I did top it, but then when I looked last night, it's got bugger all the oil in it. It's just pumped it all out. So to be clarified, what they're talking about there is when the oil tank is too high, the oil has the ability to go back over the breather, what comes out of the engine, and then back down the breather pipe and back into the engine. And I don't think it's that, because when I looked in the oil tank, I could actually see the bottom of the oil tank here, so it's not over the breather. Then it says here, make sure you're not using anti-drain back filters, which is interesting because I'm sure the filter has got that, but once again I'll have a look. Anyway, that's another interesting one there, right? S&N's engines are set up with a 92 early style cam chest for the breather out of the crankcase. The use of the gasket designed for a 1993 or 1999 engine will not seal the same of the breather passages in the cam chest and cause oil carryover. So when I put, they're talking about the seal here and behind this nose cone, and I made a new one because the old gasket looked like it was the old one before the old one, and you can't keep using the same gaskets on these nose cones because every time you squash them up, you're reducing the tolerance of the cam, and it's the ability for that cam to grow in size when the engine gets hot. Okay, so I made a new one. I had the right size gasket paper here, and I made a new one, so I don't think it's that, right? The use of the gasket for the 1993 to 1999 engine will not seal the same some of the breather passages in the cam chest and cause oil carryover. Okay, now we're getting down to the interesting ones. Wrong rocket gaskets. So they're talking about the gaskets in here, right under the rocker. Wrong rocket gaskets. They can cause a pressure build up in the engine and the oil tank that will blow the dipstick out. Okay, so this setup, this oil tank on this, it doesn't have a rubber bung job. It has a screw, threaded, so it's impossible to blow it out, for that to blow out. So it could be that, right? And then the last one, it says here, check for bad ring seal by doing a leak down test. Excessive blow-by can cause extreme high crankcase pressure and cause oil carryover. Okay, so and I've come across this before with these, is that if you can imagine the pistons going up and down like this, and every time it goes bang, if the rings on the piston are no good, excessive air goes down beside the pistons and fills up the crankcase, which shoves the oil out. Okay, now I don't think it's that either, to be honest, because there's no blue smoke. It runs real well, but then again, when I talk to the owner, he says, well, he got charged for it, but he got charged for the oil pump, and they never put a new oil pump in it, and he got charged for a new clutch and steels and lining bands in the clutch, and that was all second hand and put together wrong. So you got to ask yourself, well, maybe the guy just put when I say the guy, the mechanic that worked on it last time, maybe Maybe he just put the old pistons and rings back into it. Maybe the bottom rings, oil rings, are completely bunged up, and this is I keep bringing back to this oil setup. You see, the moment that the oil is coming out of here and then going into the intake and then running down the intake into the pistons, that they're not designed for oil, and that can cause excessive carbon in there and cause the top ring to stick instead of move and expand. And it could be that. It could be it's just done enough Ks that it's the rings aren't sealing properly, and it has got excessive blow by. So anyway, quite friend of my missus, she says, "Oh, just put it on a trailer and take it back." Well, I suppose you could do that, but I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those guys. My missus says, but what she says, oh, if you can't fix it, no one can fix it. But which is, it's nice, but I don't think so. So the one thing that I was hoping not to do, we got to do now. So, and then if I don't find any problems between here and here, we'll keep going down until we have the whole lot out. We'll get if we still haven't found any rot, we'll take the pistons and the cylinders into the engine rebuilder in town here. He's an excellent rebuilder guy, old Rexy. And I'll get Rex to measure them up. He's got all the special equipment for measuring the barrels and the pistons, and he'll tell me, yes, those pistons are lovely. We just need to put new rings on them and give the barrels a light hone. We'll go, sorry, Duck, she's too floppy. We need to put new pistons in it. Anyway, hope you're having a good one, and well, I was having a good one, but it's just life, innit? You got to enjoy it. All right, have a good one. Duck is out.